Happy New Year! There's something about New Year that gives you a sense of hope, isn't there? A renewal, a new hope for a better year. We can finally say goodbye to 2020 and look forward to better things in 2021. Part of that hope for most of us is the pandemic that is raging right now will get under control and we'll be able to ride out this storm. A few nights ago, we had a pretty fierce rainstorm in the area. There was hailing, thunder, and lightning. It was so loud. The winds were blowing things all over the backyard. It was pretty scary. I went out in the morning and looked out at my backyard, and I was pretty shocked and overwhelmed at the debris from the night before. Our big patio umbrella had blown into the pool. Leaves were covering everything. There were clumps of ice scattered all over. Then I looked up to the sky. The storm had cleared. The sky was blue. Air was fresh. What a sight. Just beautiful, and so glad the storm was over. Kind of like today. 2020 is over, and 2021 is here. But just like my backyard with the aftermath of the storm, there's a mess we're going to have to deal with from 2020 and 2021. But I hope you will be able to look up and find hope and strength. Do you remember the story of Peter walking on water with Jesus? In Matthew 14, 22-33, Matthew tells the story of when Jesus walked out onto the lake to meet the disciples on the boat. They were afraid at first to see this figure walking on water towards them. But Jesus spoke to them and told them not to be afraid, that it was him, Jesus. Peter replies back to Jesus and says in verse 28, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me!" Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. There's so much in this short story. What faith! Peter had to walk out and walk on water. But even Peter, with his faith, got distracted and started sinking. Even someone who was with Jesus and walking with Jesus, living with Jesus, and so strong in his faith in Jesus, even Peter faltered and got distracted by fear. Being distracted by fear, it's not just you and me. It's even a thing for the Peters of us. The story continues, and this is the part that is really encouraging to me. But when he cried out for help, Jesus was there. It says immediately Jesus reached out his hand. Immediately. He didn't scold him or let him suffer. Cry out to him. He will be there for you and me. Not someday, not tomorrow, but immediately. Keep your eyes and your heart focused on Jesus. 2020 is over. And as we begin 2021 and work to get better, get a handle on the virus, to get better at understanding others and loving others, don't forget to look at Jesus. With any goal or New Year's resolution, You have to have a reason, the why of why you're doing what you're doing. Let that reason, let the why be Jesus this year. Happy New Year.